Yo guys, this is day 20 and I think I'm pretty sure it's day 20. And today I want to talk about media, not necessarily just social media, but media in general. Um I've noticed over the past few months, I'd say a year almost, that a lot of media is just always negative. Once you really pay attention, like I feel like over 90% of media is just bad things, and you could argue that there's more bad things going on than good in the world right now. But that's because I feel like people aren't paying attention to the good things. Sorry, people aren't paying attention to the good events in the world right now. Like there's always some, but they just don't get the spotlight. Because naturally, bad, what is it? Drama and negativity naturally attracts more attention. More money for the news channels and all that. There's also the argument that the government controls the media in a way. And they want us looking at the bad more than good, but I'm not getting into that. That's a long conversation. But yeah, I feel like we should make our own judgment of what we see on the media. And try not to be influenced by it, and to be able to make your own decision with your own morals. And not someone else's. Because media will always try to twist narratives to favor them or to favor a certain viewpoint or something. So yeah, I think it's important to stick to your morals. And not let a big media companies influence how you think and what you think. Also noticed that Man City jumper had to wear it today because of last night's win. But anyway, yeah. So don't be distracted like I just did about media and your own morals. Stick to them. Yeah, don't be easily influenced, or just don't be influenced away from your morals within the media. Know that there are good things in the world. If you look online, you can find them, but it's naturally, live TV and most news channels, and then depending on what you follow on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, it might show all the bad stuff. But also, you'll notice on YouTube, naturally, a lot of big articles come up on the homepage. So I think that's a bit bad in a way, because it's kind of this force feeding us content down our throat, which is pretty, it's just not great. Pretty controlling, manipulative. So yeah, in that sense, they try to, sway us away from our morals and to what they want us to think. So yeah, I've kind of been a bit repetitive, but that's something I'm a bit passionate about. Just because we're individuals doesn't mean that we still can't have our own morals. We don't have to believe what these big companies or government or whatever it is, what they want us to think, because it'll be all whatever they show will always try to be in their favor. It might not be true. They just want money at the end of the day. It's rare to find a news source that actually wants to provide the right information and not twist narratives for a certain perspective. Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Try to pay attention to that, because especially with a lot of current events in the world right now, it's crazy how much things are going on. But there's also the good things they just don't want yet pay attention to. So yeah, it's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So you can kind of guess what the most basic example right now is the Epstein files came out not long ago. But now because what Donald Trump has done with all the wars, and that's distracted, that's taken away our attention from it, which is what they want. But that's on a very, grand scale. Not even just like that's, globally. But yeah, once you really pay attention to things, you realize how bad they are, or how good they are. So do your own research and decide how, good or bad or important they are to you. Yeah, I guess, do your own research. Alright, I think that's it, for real. Yeah, don't be persuaded by the media's perspectives, and decide on your own through your own research. Alright, see you tomorrow.